A special thank you to each of our subscribers who make this channel possible. Here's today's story. In a whirlwind of controversy, former President Donald Trump's connections to the late financier Jeffrey Epstein have resurfaced, igniting fresh outrage and calls for accountability. Recent statements made by Trump have raised eyebrows, particularly his insinuation that he was aware of Epstein's alleged actions involving Virginia Giuffre, a prominent accuser of the deceased sex trafficker. Speaking to reporters, Trump expressed his dismay that Epstein stole Giuffre, who had worked at his Mar-a-Lago resort as a teenager. This revelation has prompted a strong response from Giuffre's family, who expressed shock at Trump's comments and questioned whether he had any prior knowledge of Epstein's criminal activities. The Giuffre family, still reeling from the tragic loss of Virginia to suicide earlier this year, stated, "It was shocking to hear President Trump invoke our sister and say that he was aware that Virginia had been stolen from Mar-a-Lago. It makes us ask if he was aware of Jeffrey Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell's criminal actions, especially given his statement 2 years later that his good friend Jeffrey likes women on the younger side. They are demanding answers, emphasizing that survivors deserve justice and clarity regarding the extent of Epstein's network and the involvement of high-profile individuals." Trump's comments come on the heels of his previous denials about ever visiting Epstein's infamous island, Little St. James, where many of Epstein's alleged crimes took place. Trump stated he had rejected invitations to the island and hadn't spoken to Epstein for years due to inappropriate behavior. However, new photos have emerged showing Epstein attending Trump's wedding to Marla Maples in 1993, alongside footage from a 1999 Victoria's Secret fashion show where the two were seen laughing together. When confronted with the resurfacing images, Trump dismissed them as fake news, despite the evidence contradicting his claims. In a statement, the White House defended Trump, labeling the images as out-of-context frame grabs and reiterating that he had expelled Epstein from his club for being a creep. This defense has not quelled the mounting criticism directed at Trump for his past associations with Epstein and the implications of his recent remarks. The Giuffre family has underscored the gravity of the situation, asserting that any leniency shown to Ghislaine Maxwell, Epstein's accomplice currently serving a 20-year sentence for sex trafficking minors, would be a travesty of justice. They have urged Trump not to consider any clemency for Maxwell, who they describe as a monster deserving of life imprisonment. The fallout from Trump's statements has sparked a broader conversation about the accountability of powerful figures in the Epstein case. The Trump administration has faced backlash over its handling of the Epstein investigation, particularly after the Justice Department and FBI released a memo stating there was no client list of Epstein's associates who may have participated in his crimes. This revelation has left many questioning the transparency of the investigation and whether influential individuals were shielded from scrutiny. As the public continues to grapple with the implications of Trump's ties to Epstein, the Giuffre family remains steadfast in their pursuit of justice for survivors. They have called for a thorough investigation into the connections between Epstein and high-profile figures, emphasizing that survivors deserve answers and accountability. The ongoing saga surrounding Epstein's crimes and the individuals connected to him serves as a stark reminder of the need for vigilance and justice in the face of such egregious violations of human rights. In a related development, the House Oversight and Government Reform Committee has subpoenaed Ghislaine Maxwell, signaling a potential shift in the investigation's trajectory. Maxwell has indicated a willingness to testify before Congress, provided she is granted immunity. However, the committee has swiftly rejected her proposal, emphasizing that immunity will not be considered. This situation further complicates the already intricate web of allegations and connections surrounding Epstein and his associates. As the story unfolds, the public remains watchful, demanding accountability and transparency from those in power. The Giuffre family's courageous stance in seeking justice for Virginia and other survivors highlights the ongoing struggle against the forces that enable such abuses to occur. The intersection of celebrity, power, and accountability continues to be a focal point of discussion, as the ramifications of Epstein's actions ripple through society and challenge our understanding of justice and responsibility. That's all for this story. We upload videos every day covering many different subjects, so hit that subscribe button to stay informed. Thanks for watching.